Hello, you're watching the Hub Online Network. My name is Gareth. We got another big pile of stuff to get through today. So let's get to it. So let me start off just by saying hello, hope everybody is doing well. If you would like to chat about anything as we go through this show, you can give me a call at 250-457-0538 and I'll answer your questions or just chit chat with you a little bit during the next half an hour to 45 minutes. So let's go through my least favorite part of the job and let's talk about I have a phone call right away. Hello?
Let me start off just by saying hello.
Never mind, you're good.
Okay, thanks.
Your camera angle is wrong.
My what?
Your camera angle was wrong.
Was wrong?
Well, it was like I was seeing the floor. I wasn't seeing you.
Oh, okay.
It's fixed after the start thing.
Thanks, Jessica.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. Thanks, Jessica. So we're going to talk about the numbers. So what that means is yesterday before the show, and these are the worldwide numbers, and I'll talk about BC here in a second, but yesterday before the show, we were sitting at 1,342,331 cases worldwide. And that is also including 74,470 deaths, 39,480 serious cases, 278,607 people recovered. Now, today, we are looking at a large increase. So, we are now at 1,514,236 cases. So that is 170,000 cases in a day worldwide. Deaths are now sitting at 88,289, which is an increase of, 14,000 people. Total people in serious condition are 39,036, which has gone down, I'm assuming, because the unfortunate death rate has gone up. And the people that have recovered, however, are now up to 338,340, which is a good 50,000 people that have recovered in the last day. So hopefully that number keeps going up and up and up, and hopefully the other numbers keep going further down. Now what that means for BC itself, as per Bonnie Henry's update, we have 45 new cases, which brings us to a total of 1,336 cases in total. So that gives us 615 in Vancouver, 487 in Fraser Health, 81 on the island, 130 here in Interior Health, which gives us a +2 from what we had yesterday, which we had nothing yesterday, so that's at least slowing down. And Northern Health has 23. Unfortunately, this does bring a total of 5 new deaths, which brings us to 48 in total for British Columbia. There are 135 people in the hospital. 61 of those people are in the ICU. 10 of the people in the hospital, just as a aside, so there's 135 people, 10 of those people are in Interior Health, but we have had 838 people recover, so that is a positive number. So, just to talk about something local while I'm thinking about it, and this goes for both Ashcraft and Cache Creek. So both villages are changing their garbage collection days due to Good Friday. So if your garbage collection day is usually on Friday, it will be done tomorrow. And again, this is for both Ashcraft and Cache Creek. So again, if your garbage day is Friday, it is actually going to be picked up tomorrow. So remember that. if you need to put out your garbage. And that is that one. Premier John Horgan had an update today, and the main topic of Horgan's press release came out of the questions, mainly dealing with people returning home from travel. Now, I thought that most people had returned home from travel, but apparently there are a lot of snowbirds still out there. And so what they're doing, Horgan said, is anyone returning must provide a plan as to how they're going to self-isolate. So they come home from a plane or they come home over the border, they have to provide a sufficient plan as to how they're going to self-isolate at home for the next 14 days. If they're unable to do so, then they will have to go to a quarantine site that they have set up just outside of the airports. So right now, if you have a sufficient plan, they will let you go home kind of on the honor system. So you can't stop anywhere on your way home. You have to have somebody pick up your groceries. You can't, as the example that they gave, you can't stop and do a round of golf. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't go see a buddy. You have to go home and self-isolate for 14 days. And again, if you do not give a sufficient plan, you will be put into quarantine. What else do we have? So, Cache Creek and Ashcroft's post office hours have both changed. So Cache Creek post office is open 9:30 to 4, and Ashcroft is open 10 to 4. Although in Ashcroft on Thursdays they will be open for an extra hour, so they'll be open 10 to 5 on Thursdays, and they are of course closed on stat holidays. Talking about things closed on stat holidays, we're going to talk about IDA. IDA will be closed on Friday this week and on Saturday this week because they're going to be closed Saturdays moving forward. But they will be open on Monday. So IDA closed Friday, open Monday. If you need to get your prescriptions, get them in now to be picked up tomorrow. So from Justin Trudeau's speech this morning, the main positive takeaway was that businesses now only have to prove that they have a 15% drop in revenue to be eligible for the subsidies that the federal government is providing. And this includes, 15% of revenue to be eligible instead of the 30% that they were talking about before. This is to take into account nonprofit groups, startups, and new businesses. Also, charities and nonprofits can choose to include or exclude government funding into that amount. So if you are almost into that 15%, but not quite there, you can take out the government funding and you'll probably hit that amount to be able to be eligible for that benefit. And we do also have Jessica at home monitoring the chat from her lovely palace, as it were. I'm just kidding. I'm sure she's sitting at home shaking her head at me right now. I'm going to include this. So we already talked about garbage day. So we had a meeting. So we were talking about a group of leaders around town that are doing hang on, let me bring up the poster here. So, COVID-19, do you need help? There is a group of people, a group of leaders around town from various different organizations and groups that you can call if you or someone that you know is having issues by not being able to get groceries, if you need mail pickup, spiritual support, that kind of thing. If you're in self-isolation, you can't get out of the house, call 250-457-3422 and you'll get in contact with somebody to coordinate getting you food and supplies delivered. Telephone chat if you are lonely and need somebody to talk to. Mail pickup and spiritual support. There's also a local Facebook info page called the Ash Cash Clinton COVID-19 Community Info Board. And we've already had a lot of success. So we had a meeting about this today. There's been several phone calls already taken advantage of, which is fantastic. The people that are involved are the Ashcroft and District Hospital Auxiliary, the Ashcroft Hub, the Ashcroft Moving Forward Together, Better at Home, CRS, Elizabeth Fry, Equality Project, Hospice, Hospital Friends and Family, the Hub Online Network, MLA Jackie Taggart, MP Brad Viss, Sage Hills Church, St. Albans Church, the Village of Ashcraft and Cache Creek, and many other local volunteers. So thank you all for everyone that's participating in this. And again, we did a meeting today. It was a very interesting chat. We talked about the phone calls that came in, so that was really great. Now, some of the people that are using this service are mainly using this for food, and there are places that, if you don't want to call this number, there are places that you can go to almost every day of the week. So for example, the E-Fry Society has the food bank, and they have seen its busiest week so far based off of this pandemic. So they are saying to keep the calls coming in. They are there to help, and they will try to help as many people as possible. So again, call the E-Fry Society if you need help. Also, Soups On is helping about 8 people a week on average right now. Usually it's more than that, but based off of the current climate. But what Soups On is doing is, instead of providing soup and food, they are giving people vouchers to restaurants, which right now locally is Sam's Diner and Central Cafe. So again, Soups On is handing out vouchers to people. So if you are in need of some food, you can go to Soups On Friday between 11 and 1, I believe. And the Equality Project is helping out people on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays in Cache Creek. So they have a system put into place where they're doing social distancing. So there's only 2 people in the kitchen and 2 people outside serving people. So again, if you need food, check out those 3 institutions: Equality Project, Soups On, and E-Fry Society. Between the 3 of them, and actually including this phone number, you can get hooked up with food. Or if you know of someone that is in need, please call on their behalf, or talk to them and make sure that they can get some food. There should be nobody going without in this time, and we have the resources and people and volunteers to help you and anyone that you know that needs those services. So the other thing that's going on, we're moving into the weekend, and I want to say that the Hub Online Network will be doing our show on Friday. For sure. I'm not so sure if we're going to do it on Monday. We might take Monday off to give ourselves a little bit of a break. I'm not too, I don't know. But as of this week, we will be doing our show Friday as per usual. But there's lots of different religious groups getting together, not hopefully with physical distancing over the weekend. One of them starts their religious event tonight, and that is the people of Jewish faith that start Passover, which is the not remembering. They take into account what Moses did in the Bible to get the Jews out of Egypt. So if you are a person of Jewish faith, may your Passover be as good as it can be. But remember to keep your physical and your physical distance. And thank you for having a good weekend with your physical distance. One thing that was talked about a couple of times in both Bonnie Henry's update and with a couple of times throughout the week with other larger government bodies are pulling people out of long-term care. They are suggesting that you do not do this if it can be avoided, because then you're exposing yourself to the possibility of COVID-19, which they do not want to see happen. So if you have someone in long-term care, unfortunately, they're asking for you not to try and pull them out and leave them where they are. All provincial parks have closed as of today, although the city of Kamloops parks will remain open as long as people keep their distance. So that's an interesting dichotomy. So all provincial parks are closed, but Kamloops will keep their parks open. Wednesdays and Fridays, the bus is still running in Cache Creek, Ashcraft, and Clinton. So if you are in need of bus services, please check that out. I believe Lawrence is the bus driver's name. You can get a hold of him if you need a bus ride. Reminder to physical distance if you are seeing groups entering houses and local. Okay, so if you are at home and you see a bunch of people that do not belong going into somebody's house, you cannot technically do anything about it. As frustrating as that might be with people not social distancing, there is no legislation put into place saying that that is necessarily illegal. But what you can do if you feel that it is putting people's safety at risk is you can call the RCMP, as Axcraft and Cache Creek do not have as we do not have a bylaw officer, but you can call the RCMP if you feel that there is something that is egregious happening in your area. Now, you also might be wondering what this help sign is behind me. The village of Ashcroft had come up with an interesting system. So putting it outside of your window, facing out, not facing in like mine, you can have "I'm okay," or you can have "help." So people outside know whether you're okay or not. So I thought that was a very ingenious thing to do. So not everybody has access to a phone or the internet. So those people might be in need of help. And if they need it, they can say that they're okay or not. So if you haven't printed these out, please do put them in your windows and help everybody out moving forward. Okay, this is great. So a shipment of 500,000 N95 masks have been shipped to Canada, and those masks, all these masks need to do now is be distributed amongst all the hospitals. So that is great. There was a lot of back and forth controversy as to whether or not we would be getting N95 masks in Canada. So thank you to whoever has been able to procure those. I'm going to say that where is it? There it is. The person of the day is Victor of Safety Mart. Now, it's easy to say that it's just the owner of the business that is the person of the day, but really this reflects on the whole business and the employees. So great job to Safety Mart and all of your employees. I take care of 4 or 5 different people by getting them groceries and bringing them home and stuff like that. I have a little care net that I watch out for. So I go into Safety Mart actually probably more often than I should. And every time I go in there, I see Victor and Tyrone, and I don't know everybody's name, but they're all, running around busy. They're actually keeping very positive, helping everybody that needs help. So thank you all very much at Safety Mart. You're rocking it. Keep it up. And please, if you would like to nominate someone that you think should get a shout out, email us at hon@ashcrafthub.com or give me a call and we can talk about it on the air. They should have something, don't know that they were seniors of help. Hang on, so we have a message from Karen Warren. So they should have something on the door knowing that they are seniors will help. Also to know if there is underlying health. That is a very good point. So thank you, Karen, for pointing that out. Yes, they should. And that would actually make these signs work a lot better. So we should point that out to our elected officials. Adrian Dix spoke about the fact that there has been a change to the 811 call center. So what was happening was they were getting so many calls from people that sometimes it would take several hours just to get through to a 811 nurse. That is no longer apparently the case. They have added several more people to the line, and now they are down to less than 30 seconds for wait time. So that is great to hear, because I was reading a lot of different articles about how that was affecting people. No, I just deleted something. Shoot. So that's Passover. We talked about that. So now, one of the things that I was going to mention yesterday, and this is sort of not really my conspiracy corner. We're going to talk about the COVID-19 testing. So, a lot of people that I've been watching and reading about are saying that we do not have adequate testing. And the reason that our numbers are so low in BC is because we don't test as many people as we should be testing. So for example, And these numbers are from April 3rd, so we are 5 days behind on the amount of people that we know are being tested. And I'm sure that there's more up-to-date stuff than this, but if this is reflected, so in BC, on the 3rd, we had 47,352 people tested. Now, that might sound like a lot, but over the course of all of March, probably the end of February, all of March to April 3rd, that is really not that many people. So the theory, the conspiracy theory of this is that it doesn't sound like we have that many cases overall. And the reason we don't have that many cases is because we are not testing that many people. If we're testing the amount of people that we should be testing, the numbers would be much, much higher. That being said, I have also followed stories where there are people that should probably be tested based off of the symptoms that they're having. They're being told that they will not be tested unless they get worse or hospitalized. Now, what the government is saying is that they are strategically testing people. So they are testing people that come into hospital, people that are known to have started a cluster, but they won't test the people that are in and around that cluster. So they might get one person, but they don't get the 4 other people that person infects. And there's lots of people that have symptoms that that don't go into the hospital and thus don't get tested. So the theory is that there's many more people out there with COVID-19 than what is originally suggested based off of the tests that they are doing, because they should be doing more. So let us know what you think about that. Do you agree with that conspiracy or not? HON@axcrafthub.com, and tell us if you think that we should be doing more testing, if you think our testing is adequate, or if we're doing way too many tests, and we'll go from there. That being said, just to throw in some context, Alberta as of April 3rd, did 60,000 tests. Ontario did 65,000 and Quebec did 83,000. Now, granted, Ontario and Quebec do have a higher population than BC, but I don't know. Anyway, let us know what you think, and we'll go from there. So let's get rid of that one. Interior savings. So I did mention this the other day, but I now have a little bit more information. So effective Monday, April 6th, our branches will serve members by phone or appointment only. While we will not be open to walk-in traffic, we are still here to serve you, just in a slightly different way. Learn more by visiting our branch locator on the interiorsavings.com website. There's lots of different options here, so that will help to find out how we're here to support you. You can visit a certain page. If you need to set up a CRA direct deposit thing, you can go here and they will help you sort that out. So, and this is also doubling down for RBC as well. So both Interior Savings and RBC, their doors are closed. They will help you out via the phone and or online and by appointment only. So that's that. That's not real. So now, okay, so even as the BC government moves to close provincial parks, I've already talked about that. So this is interesting. So the Louisiana police have apologized for using an eerie siren made popular by horror film The Purge to signal a 9 p.m. coronavirus curfew. So this is great. So the Louisiana Police Department have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. And they're using it's kind of like an air raid siren from World War II. So they're using this thing off of their police cars to drive around town and blare out this noise to make people aware that it's 9 o'clock, it's curfew time. So the scary sound in the movie symbolizing the beginning of the government-sanctioned block of time when crime, including murder, is legal. A Louisiana police car left onlookers uneasy after they saw one rolling by and heard the chilling sound emitting emanating from the vehicle. Residents of Arcadia Parish are currently under a 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew, during which time citizens aren't allowed to leave their homes. If they do so, they will get a citation. So I thought that was pretty funny. My wife and I this past Halloween watched, was it Halloween? Must have been Halloween. Watched all of the Purge movies sort of in a 2-day span. So if you haven't watched those, this is a good time as any to watch them. Interesting concept, so go check those out. And you can see what this Louisiana siren sounds like. So if they haven't already, the local schools will be contacting you about picking up your child's belongings. I did see a post from School District 74 saying that there are still things to be picked up. So if you have not picked up your kids' stuff, please set up a time with the schools to go and do that. Ferries are shut down. If you have not already heard about this, get ready for the Easter egg extravaganza. This is something that Joyce Buckland and Barbara Roden of the Axcraft Village Council, not Joyce, but Barbara, set up this extravaganza event in Ashcroft. So you can go and pick up a entry form at the Ashcroft Cache Creek Journal office and the information center. You can go, there's a bunch of clues on there that will send you around town to check out 15 different places that have a big thing set up in their yards or windows. And once you go through town and find those places, there's 5 on the mesa, 5 downtown, and 5 on the north side of the bridge. You can tick them all off, send them or put it into a folder that is at 1427 Pine Street in Ashcroft, just across from the Ashcroft Pool, and Joyce Buckland will figure out who wins a prize and who doesn't. This is still happening now until April 11th, so make sure to pick up your form, fill it out, and get it to Joyce by April 11th, and she will hook you up with a prize if there's one for you to have. Desert Sands Community School says, hello students and families. We have been thinking about how we might continue to connect with you during this time. One of the ways we connect when we are all at school is to listen to stories together, and we can still do that. Check out our new page, Storytime with Staff, to view staff members reading some of their favorites. And there is a link here. If Jessica can't put it on, I will put it on into the comments after we are done this video. I'm going to quickly do a rundown of the businesses in both Ashcroft and Cache Creek that are open and closed. So Safety Mart is open. Interior Savings is open, but only with phone contact. Both thrift stores are closed. Gemini Wellness is online only. Central Cafe is takeout only. Unity is closed. Ashcroft Barber is closed. IDA is open Monday to Friday, but not this Friday because of Good Friday. Friday. Liquor store is open. Ashcroft Bakery is closed. Service BC is open. Fields is open. Post office is open, but with reduced hours. NGN is order over the phone only. Nature's Gifts is open. Revelations is closed. Bottle Depot is open from 9 until 2. Home Hardware is open 8 to 4. A library is closed, but you can still get Wi-Fi outside of the library. Quality Glass is open. Gas stations are both open. And I believe that River Inn is closed and Sam's is open. But for Sam's, they have the lights off. So if you would like to order from Sam's, you have to phone them. He lives across the street. So give him a call, tell him what you want. He'll run over, cook it up, and have it ready to go. So don't think that Sam's is closed just because the light is off. He will be able to still make you food. So that is Ashcroft. And as for Cache Creek, the Riverside Motel is closed. The Star House is closed. Husky Restaurant is open for takeout only. The Esso is open. Heartland is takeout only. Lord Co is open. Sandman open. RBC open. Desert Inn open. Oasis is closed. Manny's is takeout only. Beer and Wine Store is open. Jade Shop is closed. Caribou Clear is delivery only, and you can still get water from Safety Mart and Grubstake. Robbie's is, I believe, open. Vet is open, but you must stay in your car. They will come out to you. Annie's is takeout only. DQ is drive-through only. Subway is closed. Cache Creek Inn is open. Cal Tire open. Chevron is open. A&W is drive-through only. BC Liquor Store is open. Sage Hills Motel is open. Petrocan is open. Bear's Claw closed. Cheryl's Place is takeout on delivery only. Horstein's is open. Village Office is closed to the public. And there will be no council meeting from Cache Creek this coming week, just so you are aware. Indian Band and Natural Resources building is closed. Machine Shop is open. Community Hall is closed. Tumbleweed Motel is open. Sunset Motel is closed. Grub Steak is open, but with reduced hours. Super Says is open, and Junction Coffee House is closed. So that is a rundown of all of the businesses in Ashcroft and Cache Creek. So that is that. Going back to this. So the Axcraft Family Medical Clinic is still open, and the people there are doing a wonderful job in a very difficult time. But everything that they're doing is over the phone or video conference. So if you have something that you need done, you can still phone and make an appointment. But they'll do it over the phone or in video format. There are some changes, however. There are no face-to-face appointments with physicians until further notice. Consultations will be over the phone or via video. The clinic reports that the wait times are very short, and most people who call can get a consultation that day or the next. The clinic's number is 250-453-9353. They're open from 8:30 until 4:30 p.m. So last week when our local first responders did their drive about, Dr. Adektola was still there at 7 p.m. So hopefully they're not working too hard. Thank you to all of our doctors, especially, and the new ones as well. Thank you all very much for being there and taking the time to help us. But they will be closed on stat holidays. So that being said, they'll be closed both Friday and Monday this coming weekend, as it is a 4-day weekend. So keep that in mind. The Ministry of Environment has issued a burning ban that includes Cache Creek. So unfortunately, the village will no longer be able to issue burn permits. The ban is stated to be in place until at least April 15th. My father-in-law went to go get a burn permit the other day and was told not to. He's even a fire captain and couldn't get a burn permit. So keep that in mind. And Mayor Tellerico and CAO Dawson in Cache Creek will be available every day from 11 a.m. till noon, other than the long weekend, to answer any questions that you might have. So please call 250-457-6237 or email admin@cachecreek.info. So that's all I got there. Let's just make sure I got nothing else. I believe that is it, although I do have a video to play from Jessica. So let me do my last little bit of research here and make sure I got nothing else for you as you watch this video from Jessica.
Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen. Today for lunch we are having mac and cheese, which is one of the weeknight meals that are available in the fundraising kit that we're doing right now for the Ashcraft Hub. This is a fantastic alternative to the traditional orange in a blue box package. This makes 4 servings. It is white in color, but it is creamy and cheesy, just like Kraft Dinner is, but much better for you. And you can use whatever noodles you want instead of having to have the noodles that are in the Kraft Dinner. I'm making gluten-free fusilli for Alice, and I'm actually going to make myself some cauliflower to have instead of noodles. And I'm going to use that in my rectangle steamer, pop it in the microwave for about 6 minutes, and I have perfectly cooked cauliflower that I can then add my cheese sauce to. And then we're going to have some veggies and dip to go with it, and I'm using our 3-onion dip mix to just make a quick onion dip for our veggies. Alright, I've got my pasta cooking, I've got my cauliflower steaming in the microwave, and I'm just going to quickly make my dip so that it has time to sit for a few minutes before we use it. So I'm just going to put in some sour cream, add some of my free onion, and I'm going to throw in just a little bit of dill as well because I like dill in my dip. And I'm using our little prep bowls, which are fantastic to use. They've got measurements on the side so you can see how much you're using and measuring if you need to. And they're fantastic for storing and using as actual bowls too. With our pudding, you can put in your half cup servings in the 4 different bowls, leave them in the fridge, and then you know exactly how much you are allowed to eat as a single serving. So there's our dip ready. I'm going to cut up some veggies, and then our pasta is just about ready, and then we'll make the sauce for the mac and cheese. All right, my pasta has cooked, it's strained, I'm ready to go. I added a tiny little bit of butter. I'm gonna add my mac and cheese seasoning to that. Add in just a little bit of dairy to make it saucy. And mix it up. I like to let it sit for a little bit just so everything kind of melds together. I'm going to add some extra cheese because you can never have too much cheese, really. And we're just going to let that sit. And then for my pasta, same thing. I'm just going to sprinkle on some of the seasoning. No need to use the whole package if it's just the 2 of us. Add a little bit of dairy. Add in my extra cheese. And mix it up. And now I've got a yummy, healthy, low carb, veggie full mac and cheese. Enjoy!
I always forget that, and I apologize. My mic's off. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Jessica, for pointing that out. Sometimes doing this job by yourself can be brain messing. So as I was saying before I remembered to turn on my microphone, there's the Canada app for COVID-19. There's lots of really good information in here. There's what to do if you get sick, where to call for help, what is physical and social distancing, how good hand hygiene. There's the self-assessment tool, check-in thing in this as well. So if you haven't already gotten it, it's very easy to find. It's on all smart devices. Just go into your app store, you'll be able to find it and play around. I've been able to check this out for quite a little bit of time, and I'm always finding something new. So check that out. Sorry, Raven, I'm back. Just a little mix-up with the microphone. And yeah, so I apologize for not having my microphone on right away. Also, if you're looking to sign up for the CERB, today is your day if you are born in February, March, May, June, July, August, September, and October. So if you're born in August, September, October, today is your day to apply for the CERB. So do that. And tomorrow is November and December, so that finishes out the year. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, anybody can apply. And again, for anybody that is of Jewish descent, hope that the beginning of your Passover is great. Remember to social distance. Don't be a vigilante for people that aren't social distancing. Call the RCMP if you think that it is getting out of hand. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video. Tell all your friends about the wonderful job that I'm doing. And have yourself a fantastic night. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m.